Alright, say all that again.
Bro, do you think I get a pillow, bro?
Yeah, you sound so choreographed, bro. It's tragic. It's so tragic here, bro. Here. Yeah. Can I get a pillow, bro? Like, oh, you can't get a pillow. You're choreographed.
I'm too natural to do stuff twice, you feel me? It's impossible. The villain, bro, that's actually good.
That's
Good pickup.
Alright.
Oh, wait, hold on. Make sure you grab some water. Make sure you grab some water.
There's two small bottles in the fridge.
Excite?
No. Nah, I ain't come up like that.
Oh, yeah, I see it, yeah. Yeah, man, my parents love the sparkling water. It's actually really good. Sparkling juice.
Sparkling.
Oh,
Yeah.
My grandpa was like, champagne? Oh, we celebrating for? We started dying. Champagne, yeah. I said, no, G, pie. Even if it was, you can't have some.
Haram.
If that was Mose's, like, to who?
Huh?
If that was, like, you said haram, like, if that was Mose, like, fuck who?
What, he be smoking, drinking?
Nah, I mean, he smokes shisha.
So he be smoking weed?
No. He just, drinks wine once in a while.
Huh?
He drinks wine every once in a while?
Nigga, he drinks. There's no.
You said smoking weed? I said no.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right.
He only do the Merlot.
Oh my god. he only be sipping every once in a blue, like Tuesday.
Once in a clear Tuesday.
All right. So which one we doing?
Dude, it don't matter.
Well, if you want to start out with the scenario, we can do a scenario, but
I don't know. I don't think I want to drop that one and get married just yet. You know? Because I feel like we have prospects out there. We drop that. We spilling a lot of beans, you know what I'm saying?
damn, son.
What's that?
Yo, shawty.
She swallowed it?
But you know, but this what I was, but this is what I was telling my mom. Like, bro, yeah, come on, bro. Let's do the marriage joint right now. We don't gotta release it right now, but let's.
Okay,
just start. So like, look, bro, we getting some followers. Some of these girls are fine, but this is what I was telling my mom. A woman can be fine all she wants, but that doesn't say anything about her character. You feel me? It doesn't say anything about anything.
Doesn't say anything about anything?
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about anything.
Are you even saying anything?
I mean, I think I'm saying something about something, but to someone else, I might be saying nothing. But I keep it 100. So don't be Stevie Wonder, because I know you see me. You know I see you. And you listen to this podcast, and we'll get to it in a few.
It's your first time listening. Just know, bro, he cares for you.
I do.
Instead of Keenan and Kel, we got Brother Mom.
Damn, that didn't have the same ring to it. I was waiting to like see if it didn't have the ring to it.
Yeah, I tried.
I know.
I'm not as good as T-Pain.
When he was 22, when he said he rhymed management was Wisconsin, cause you know what type of audacity you're gonna have to rhyme two words like that? Oh no, but for real though, it's like bro, we focus so much on the physical part, especially with social media, because it's like so easy to just look up, you know, a girl and be like, dang, she is fine. I'm trying to meet her. You know what I mean? But like, and we were just talking about this literally before we start recording. It's like you can look at all these girls on social media all you want, but they're just going to be like a picture until you meet them in person. You feel me?
And how many of them are you really going to meet in person?
I don't know.
Compared to like your day-to-day life, like how many people do really meet on social media?
Yeah.
On Facebook, I have tons of friends. For me to get up with them, there aren't many, right? Got my core group of guys, so it's like when you see those people, like you're fantasizing. You can fantasize for a pretty long time, what I'm talking about. we graduated college 5 years ago. Those 5 years, I'm not saying it flew by, but a lot of people came in our lives, a lot of people left our lives, and those that came, I feel like we've kept them close, especially the important ones, and keeping them close. We're like, hey, look, this is our plan. Are you down, right? Like, especially with like.
I feel like you've gone away from what we were talking about.
No, just let me bring it back. So in regards to the plan and everything, right? It's like, okay, we're trying to do this, but that slowly starts to shift, and when that plan shifts, in the back of our minds, like, I'm having this plan. Mm-hmm. Marriage was always just kind of swimming around there, right? Sometimes it'd be in the front of your mind, sometimes it'd be in the back of your mind, sometimes it wouldn't be on your mind. But it's like a scenario happens, or just something you talk about with your parents or your friend, you're like, this is back on my mind again, right? But then you go through something else in the phase, right? But I feel like now it's coming back more than usual.
Yeah.
Right? Especially because of the situation I'm putting myself in the phase in my life that I'm at.
Talking about shit shy, cuz.
Yeah, we're talking about shit shy.
Talking about shit shy.
Talking about just what we're doing in regards to the podcast. Like, we're meeting a lot more people, especially creators that are Muslims, right? People that are out there. You think about it, we were online, we were talking to Denise sister that told us about the movement that was going on in DC, right? With the protests of what was going on in Sudan. So it's like, if you really like, whatever energy you put out there, you receive, right? So when you put out that good energy and you see some Muslim woman, mashallah, putting out that same good energy, it's like, hey, I would like to connect with those people, right? I would like to keep them close. That's how I'm kind of bringing back full circle. You're talking about the whole thing, like, hey, look, I think I'm ready to get married.
I never said that. I was just talking about how we see all these women on Instagram and social media, and we're like, dang, like, well, yeah, I was talking about marriage, but it was more just like how we are so fixated on the physical part, right? But we don't think about what those people are like outside those pictures. You feel me?
That's true, and things that people think like, yeah, I want to marry somebody like this, somebody like the Instagram photo, somebody that's out there balling doing these things, and then you get to know them. It's like, dang, you're nothing like what I was expecting. Exactly at all. It's not even what I expect. It's like, you're not what I you're not what I need. You're not what I need. Exactly.
Oh baby,
in elementary school, this one teacher said, hey, for every pot there's a lid, And I looked at
yo, Shorty was speaking knowledge in third grade. Yeah, you're like, damn, she right. Every pot does got a lid.
I was like, well, but I thought about it, I was like, well, some lids are broken, some lids, are messed up, right?
And if you live in a black family, 10-4 will do the job just right.
You got a plastic bag, you got saran wrap. Oh man, but it is something. I wouldn't say heavy on me. It's not something I think about all the time, but yes, Instagram, social media, that does kind of take our mind off of what we really like. It takes our mind away from getting to know people, and that's why I think chit chat really helps out, because like, it's looking beyond the picture. And I saw this one meme. It's like, hey, look, if you know me on social media and you don't wave at me in real life, like, are you even a friend? Are you even a friend? Like, what's up with that?
Well, no, friends were only on MySpace.
MySpace, yeah.
That was only on MySpace. My man Tom still holds it down. You feel me? But I think, to go back to that point, it's like, it's not even so much that you have to get beyond the picture. It's like, yo, you got to pay attention to what's in front of you. Who's in front of you right now? You fantasize so much about what's on this screen, right? Everything on that screen is exasperated. It looks so much better on the screen because why? I mean, if you want to be technical, like the lighting in the phone makes all the pictures look great.
Filters.
The filters. It's like, yo, you can color grade. I mean, we don't use no filters. You feel me? We just looking great. Yes. But
filters are haram. We keep halal.
I don't trust those filters. But for real though, it's like, when you don't pay attention to what's in front of you, you miss those blessings. Like, you're missing all the signs, right? Like, people look at their phones thinking they're gonna catch. They're like, oh yeah, I'm always aware, I'm always awake. But like, you can't be aware of what's around you when your face is, and your mind. Your mind is so occupied by what's on your phone. So I'm talking about the phone, but I'm also talking about like women and getting to know them again. So when we talk about chit shy, and this, like you said, it was a great environment to be in. There's plenty of women there who, if you're a guy, or even if you're a girl looking to get married to a man looking to get married to a woman, it's a great environment to be a part of, because you see that you're in an environment where the vibe, as you said before, is on point and everybody's on the same wavelength, you feel me? And even if you aren't looking to get married, it's just a great place to make great friends. You know what I mean? But for this episode, as you kind of gave it away a little bit early. I didn't think you were going to give it away early. You kind of just...
I play no games. Like, you're straight
You're
to it.
straight
Shoot it. Pop, pop, pop.
My man Mo said, I'm going to be 100 with you, shorty, up front right now.
COD, cash on deck. No games.
No credit checks. But but no, I mean, so what's the name of this episode?
It's please don't talk about marriage.
Nah, I think it's the opposite. I think I'm ready to get married. So for a little context, this year.
Can you tell me? I was tell me a little bit.
Was it this year or was it last
chit
year?
chat?
Well, no, ain't nothing about chit shot. This is like pre chit shot.
What are we talking about?
That's a tongue switch, by the way. What was it, last year or like beginning of this year? We were like, yo, like marriage, like dog, I'm with it. Like, what's up? Like, trying to find the right sister. Mm-hmm. She gotta be, you know, our mind was wherever, right? Mm-hmm. And then I remember I was heavy with it, but then I went through like this transition. I was like, you know what? I think I'm like, I'm good where I'm at, and I still think I'm good where I'm at, right? Like, I'm comfortable because I just got a new spot. If you guys are watching the YouTube video, make sure you guys check out the YouTube video. By the way, we're in my new apartment. Right. It's kind of raggedy looking. Sorry, but just check it out. And if you know that I do YouTube, I'm gonna put up like a YouTube like tutorial of my spot, and so you guys can check it out.
Yes.
And if you know me, I'm gonna be doing. Never mind. Anyways, this isn't about me. So
sure?
So you as well. You went through this time where you're like, oh, I'm trying to find a wife. And so, like, both of us were kind of, like, talking to different women and, like, getting to know them and things of that nature. And then, ironically, around the same time, we were both like, bro, not. Like, something happened with the girl you were talking to. How well, you break that down. How did that roll?
I mean, it was just one of those things where, from the beginning, sometimes you know things aren't going to work out. So, it's like you don't want to lead them on. And sometimes being upfront and honest, that's not what's always on your mind, but you always see that is what like the most effective way to get to know somebody or to get away from somebody, right? Because it's like, okay, should I be with this person or should I not get away like, oh my goodness, this person's horrible for me, but it's like, hey, you know what? This person has some building to do. They need to work on themselves, and then when they're ready, like if I'm the person for them, it'll work out. If not, then that's all part of a lost plan, you know? And honestly, that's hard to say or hard to even think, but when you get older, you know, that's something that you can see and be like, it's out of my control. It's like we talk about, like, it is what it is. Like, how long can you really be mad for if something doesn't work out, right?
Yeah,
and every time you try to go back for, like, you know what, I can make it work, does it ever work? You know, after you rip up a picture, you know, you try to put the pieces back together, it's never going to look as good, right? And we actually had a Instagram Live today with the Hold My Hijab co-host J&D, and they're and they were like, hey, you know, their biggest pet peeve with like Muslim men and stuff like that is that like we just don't like the fact that we get led on, you know, like when we get led on for a while, like they're like, hey, look, this is gonna work out, but then the guy in his head from the beginning is like, yeah, this is not gonna, I don't see this panning out, but this is a nice girl, I'll just keep her around just for good sakes, right? Just to kind of have somebody to be around. When in reality, that's not fair to the women because they have plans, they have aspirations, and mashallah, I've seen Muslim women make more moves than Muslim men, right? They're making moves, and there's more women than men on this planet, so it makes sense to have more women. So it kind of sucks when you see them getting tied up with somebody that's kind of settled at life at the age of 26, you know, like a Muslim guy, like, yeah, I know it all, I just go to work, I handle it, and I just chill. But then you got the wife like, you know what, I want to do more, I want to see more, so...
I feel like you just covered a whole bunch.
I did. Let's break that down.
Yeah, goodness gracious, bro. Like, goodness gracious. You always, you know what's funny? Before this episode, you said, yeah, bro, you like to go on your rants and do your thing. But dog, you be ranting, son. You just, I let you get that out. I didn't say shit. I didn't say squat.
Because you're a good friend, my friend.
Yeah, my man.
My man.
Cool. All right, enough lovey-dovey. Let's break this down.
Wow.
First, you talk about how Muslim men lead on women. I think that the reason why Muslim men lead on most Muslim women, or any woman, I think, in general, guys lead on girls in general.
No matter what.
Regardless, but for the sake of this being the Young and Muslim podcast, the reason why is because as guys, we always think that there's another option. and we don't want to miss out. We have FOMO. Guys have extreme FOMO when it comes to women. If you don't know what FOMO means, it means the fear of missing
out.
Exactly. I'm glad you caught that. You didn't even see me. Your head was turned, but you knew, my man. So it's like we have this fear that, oh, if I commit to this girl, there might be something better. Or if I get tied down, if I start talking to this girl, I don't want to be a player, but I kind of want to still explore other options, right? So dudes get in this dilemma with themselves where I like to call it the bone and dog mouth syndrome, or the bone and mouth syndrome, right? There's a dog that has a bone. He loves the bone. It's a great bone. One day the dog decides he wants to take the bone with him when he goes to the lake. He looks down, he sees another dog in the lake with a better looking bone, and he tries to go down and bite it, and he loses the bone in the lake forever. What's the story? What's the moral of the story? Just because you think that you see something that could potentially be better doesn't mean that that's always there. It's fugazi. It's not real. And when you try and reach for that, leaving the actual thing that you have in front of you, now you're left with nothing. So that's why I was saying in the beginning, like we fantasize about these girls, or girls fantasize about these awesome relationships that people are, parading around on Instagram, Facebook, social media in general, right? But that's not really real. It's fugazi because you can't physically be there. You can't see, you can't touch it. So that's why I think guys lead on girls for the most part. Like we're very scared that if we commit, there's gonna be something that's bigger, better, prettier, faster. Like it's just gonna be better for us. But a lot of times, what that boils down to for a guy is like physicality. It's not even about what's mentally there. It's not even about, because if you find a girl that's like mentally appealing, you find a girl that's emotionally appealing and like sexually appealing to you, right? Like as a dude, like you're like, bro, that is dope. But if she doesn't look to your standard, automatically just like, I don't know.
Yes.
So what do you think you would do in that dilemma? Like if a girl, like we've met some very amazing women, right? Physically, mentally, spiritually, the whole nine. But, and be honest, if you feel as though a woman is lacking in the physical department, but yet on the other department she fits, you're more likely going to be trying to hold out for something else, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely agree. So one thing that you were talking about, going back to the whole social media phase.
Damn, don't answer my question.
Just like a politician.
You make a good mayor one day, Mo.
Here's what we really need to focus on. No, but you were talking about just the whole thing being fugazi. I mean, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us to be like content with what He's given us, right? So for us always looking ahead, looking at something we don't have, are we really being content? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you ever can, because you're never settled on anything.
So that's the crazy thing. So, and that's the same thing when it comes to women. It's like, you know what? Like Marshall's sister right here, is like you were saying, she may be lacking some areas, or they have a surplus in some other areas, but she's like, let me just chill. You know what I mean? Let me just chill. There might be something better out there. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. And so going back to the story that you said, your mom told you something, that you passed it on to me when we first met in college. You said, what? A bird in hand is better than two in the bush. Right? I think about it all the time. I was like, dude, this is exactly right. Like, I have something good, but I'm worried that I may miss out on something else. But she's like, you know what? I'm content with what I have in my hand. I feel like that's something we always battle through, whatever it is, in every aspect of our life, outside, whether it's financially, spiritually, emotionally, whatever it is. But when it comes to women, it's hard because, your parents are like, I want you to marry the best person. I want you to find the best person. Like, okay, there's 7 billion people on this earth. It's like...
it's like, can I choose one?
How can I choose one? But then it's like, okay, not this one. The next one. I'm not ready. This one. That one. No.
But all the way, you're more than likely passing up women who are very suitable for you. Yeah. But because we have this expectancy, right? But especially social media has definitely done this to us. We have this level of it. And when I say social media, I'm not just talking about like the apps on your phone. Even like TV, the standard.
Yes. Just media.
Yeah, media in general. So yeah, let me rephrase that. Media has made our level of expectation as far as what, and I'm speaking for guys, right?
Yeah. So I can't speak for
what we want out of women to be. Like, they set that standard for it, and that standard isn't necessarily good. Like, we focus on the wrong things out of what should make someone a good spouse or what have you. And these are just conversations that we've had just talking about marriage. Like, when we were talking to the women we were talking to before, it was like, oh, they're lacking in this. Like we what I think it was for both of us was that with both the women, because both of us were talking to different women, whatever, and it didn't work out. And I think looking back on it in hindsight, what it was that we were looking at one aspect, right, that we as men thought was important, but as Muslims, it wasn't what was the most important.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So it's like, oh, she's like, I pray here and there, or like, I don't, like, for me, if you don't go to Jumu'ah and you don't like really try to go to Jumu'ah, like that's a big deal to me. You feel me? And like this one girl, she was like, yeah, I haven't been to Jumu'ah in like 2 years, and I'm like, okay, maybe like I'm not gonna judge. Maybe you gotta do your thing, right? But then it was like, as I started to really think, it was like, oh well, shoot, maybe you just aren't trying, right? And so that didn't last long, maybe a couple weeks at best. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, like then you start to realize like, okay, what's important to me? What is important to me when it comes to the religion? What's important to me when it comes to this woman who I want to one day be the mother of my children,
mm-hmm.
to teach them. Like the woman is the foundation. She is the first teacher of the children. So what is it that she's going to teach my children when she comes? So I don't want to I don't want to go off on that, but what other parts of what you said in your rant do we need to dissect? Because you started bringing it full circle.
No, I mean, so just, I think just going back to an example of like, us guys, we already have a image in our mind of how we want our spouse to be, right? Somebody that's on it, somebody that can be, her own boss, somebody, that also can help you out when you're in need. But it's like, when you find that, you're like, nah, that's not it, right?
Yeah.
no, that's not it. It looked a little bit better than that. And you find somebody else, nah, it's almost there,
if only she looked a little bit
exactly.
like
Only
this.
she was a little bit tall, only she was a little bit this, that, and third, like, nah, that's not the one, that's the one. And then you see a whole bunch of people on social media like, yeah, that's the one. But like you said, will you ever meet this person? Imagine you living in a small town in Idaho or whatever, and you really don't see a lot of people, right?
You sound like Obama.
Yeah.
I met a small lady in Idaho.
A bunch of insurgents, but so say you live in a barn or whatever. It's like, how many women are you gonna interact with in your life, right? It's like, how many? And maybe think about somebody in the past who didn't have like media, who didn't have that access, correct? And it's like, how many people are you really seeing? And it's like, when you find somebody that, like you said, their deen is decent and their characteristics are very on point, like all those two are like their top things.
Yeah.
Just go ahead, And I remember I was watching something from Mufti Meek, and he was like, look, when I'm talking to individuals and having them married, and the father's coming up to me and saying, hey, is this a good guy for my kid to ask, like, hey, how's his deen? Does he go to the mosque? Does the local imam at that masjid know him? Right? That's a good question.
Yeah.
The good thing that you did was that as soon as you moved here, I took, we went to the mosque together, introduced you to the imam. Right?
And then I went today and I introduced him to my family.
Exactly. So if somebody gets to meet you, like, hey, they ask about how's Jabril, he's a great guy. He goes to the masjid, he prays, like, okay, like his deen, mashallah, is good, his characteristics, alhamdulillah, has a great heart, is this. He's like khalas, you know what I mean? Like, well, what else is there, right? Yeah. He's a handsome guy, he's that and third, he has everything.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro.
It's just examples. My man. But then at that point, it's like, what else? Like, yeah, well, he doesn't have a master's. He doesn't have as much money as I would like.
God damn.
He doesn't have as much, I'm just, like I said, these are examples.
Well, those things are true, though. Why are you exposing my truths?
These are good examples, don't forget.
My man.
Then at that point, it's like, okay, yeah, he's not the guy for you because he don't meet these characteristics. So for guys, you flip the script, it's like, oh man, she has this, and this. Well, she doesn't have her master's, whether that's like looks, she's an 8, but I need a 9.5 right now.
You know what's funny though? A woman said this to me recently. She said guys focus more on physicality, where she said in her eyes that girls focus less on physicality, and I think that's probably accurate, right?
But don't get it twisted. Like, if anybody says like physicality doesn't matter at all, they're lying.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, they're definitely come on now, they're welling hard. Welling. But like the funny thing is that we don't judge enough on like the things that are like, yo, is she ambitious about her goals? Does she have any goals? Does she just go to work and come home? What is it that she's doing outside of
Some
her
service work?
Yeah, is she doing service work? Is she doing things within the ummah? Is she doing things for the community to help better the community? Because me, I'm a big, like my whole life, like it's been like, yo, community work, like work for the masjid, work for the community and better it. If she's not about any of that stuff and you are, then it's not going to work. But if you don't care for that, right, which as a Muslim, you kind of should, then kudos to you. But it's and I think the biggest thing is like, dog, is she or he trying to grow spiritually and mentally and physically and all those other aspects? Are they trying to get better as time goes on, or do they seem like a certain person that, like you were saying before, like they're just like, oh well, I work and I do this and I'm good. I'm 20, I'm 27.
Let's settle forever.
Yeah, I'm just gonna settle down for this is good enough, right? So if that's the type of person that you're looking at and you don't feel that way, then no, it's not a good fit. It doesn't matter how good they look. Personally, I would rather take a downgrade, like a hoopty car, right? That is definitely going to be something that can take me further in life than a fancy shiny car that
I think it's repo.
that gets repo that really doesn't work out for me. Like I can't drive stick shift. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try it, right? But you end up hurting yourself more. So I'm not trying to say women are like old cars, hoopties and Corvettes, right? But that's the best example I can give. Like we pay attention to the wrong things. We don't pay attention to what's under the hood enough. Oh, I like it.
What?
Boy.
Clever. I was thinking about something today. Another thing is that like, why do every time Muslim men and Muslim women get together, like why the topic of conversation have to be about marriage? Sometimes it's like, why do we have to kind of talk about that? Let's talk about something else. Like let's talk about more about what are you doing, right? Like what are your life goals? What do you do for a living? What do you do outside of work? Because what people do outside of work really tells a lot about that person.
Really, it does.
If you notice that's like, okay, do you read? Do you work out? What type of commitments do you have? I think that's the biggest thing. Wow, you're a mother and you're a great mother. That's awesome, right? Wow, you're an older sister. You go this. You're an athlete. Like I like seeing that because it really shows us that you're like a well-rounded person. You feel me? Why are you cracking up?
Bro, because I look down at you wearing the soccer cleats. Hey, if y'all don't watch the YouTube video, please watch this one. This man is wearing the brand new soccer cleats.
I'm breaking them in. Like.
Oh my god. You made me kind of want to go put my own on. That's hilarious, dog. That's so funny.
Hey,
I forgot you were wearing it, and I looked at the camera, and I looked down. I was like, what's that white on the camera? I looked down, you got on the bright white cleats.
Betty Whites. The Betty Whites.
That was funny.
But I think I don't know if our expectations have just gone out the roof. Like, I know I tell you, like, oh yeah, I got high expectations. It's like, with social media, those expectations just get higher for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
No, they don't get higher, they get shallower. Because think about it, like, a woman can look like she's doing the most, right? Just like us. Anybody can look at us and go, oh, they're doing well, or oh, they're not doing so well, right? But you really don't,
beard.
right? You really don't know what somebody's doing unless you know them in person and you're with them on that journey, right? So
you don't know anything about the car unless you look under the hood. Go back to what bros.
Exactly. You don't know how the car drives unless you go to the dealership and you get in it. But you can look at the commercial all you want and be like, man, that car looks nice. Man, I want that. And then you're looking at all these nice, affordable cars in front of you, ones that would be a lot better for you.
Yes.
And you're slagging them off because you're like, that's not as good as this. But you don't even know how that car drives. You feel me? So I think that's how we, men and women, are looking at marriage like that. Well, not even marriage. We're just looking at prospects like that. You feel me? So my stern advice is keep an open mind, keep an open heart. And as I told Mo, I said, bro, it seems like Allah will throw the right people in front of you, right? Friends, relationships, whoever, mentors, whoever, right? And if you aren't aware, self-aware as well as spiritually aware, you'll miss those opportunities in a heartbeat. You really will. Because Allah is not waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? Allah's gonna put those blessings out there, and if you aren't aware enough to notice, you're gonna miss them.
Somebody's like, okay, Jabril Muhammad, you know, like I'm hearing all this, I'm vibing it. What can I do to meet these individuals that we're talking about, right?
Go Chisha.
It's that's one way. Another way is that it takes time. How many groups have we joined to find out something like this, right? How many groups online? How many things have we done? Like we see something, it fizzes out really quickly because people just don't want to do it. But we've alhamdulillah, like we found a place that like Jabril and I both liked. We even had a brother that was like, you know what? I've lived in this area for over 20, you know, whatever, like X amount of years. He's like, this is the best place. Like I've been searching everywhere for this. Even when I was talking to you know, J&D from Hold My Hijab, they're like, wow, I was talking about Chisha, like, wow, you guys have something like that in Canada. Like Muslim men and women don't even see each other unless it's in the parking lot.
Is that crazy? Oh. Yeah, there needs to be more dialogue between Muslim men and women, and that's the crazy, cool part about Chisha is that it's not what's the word I'm looking for, Mo?
It's not stale.
Yeah, it's not stale, and there's no pressure. You feel me? It's not like we aren't there to find a spouse. Like if you connect with somebody, it's because again you're with like-minded people.
Yeah.
So it's more likely that you're going to find somebody who likes the same things you're interested in, even if they're not interested in like I love soccer, but she might not like sports, right? Mm-hmm. Even if that doesn't work, at least we know that we both love Allah. You feel me? And I think that's more important than any hobby that we might have, right? So that right there, first and foremost, is super important.
See, because basically, that is the glue to like each relationship. So when you meet somebody and that being like the original focus, the original goal, like you said, it's a blessing. It's already a blessing in itself from Allah because you're at the masjid, right?
You're there.
Then it's even a bigger blessing because you met her. Then it's like, you know what? This is what we met upon. And I remember asking your father, I'm like, hey, Brother Ali, what is the biggest point that you have to give to the success of your marriage? He's like, Allah, you know what I mean? Like it was this book. I remember him saying that. I was like, wow, like this is what really kept them together during hard times, good times. Like, you know, this is why I picked you and this is why I decided to stay with you no matter what. Like it's good to see that. And Jabril says all the time, like you see relationships, people just they're in it for a little bit. As soon as things go bad, they out.
Yeah, bro.
They
people
out,
have no
out
break.
like my coworkers at 5 p.m. They
4:59. These people are lined up, ready to rock.
They're like walking out, alright guys, like and the stuff spilling out their bag. They're still trying to like, alright, do this.
Trying to zip their jacket at the same time. Yeah, it's wild. But no, you're exactly right. It's like when you don't have a foundation on why you're together, then it's very hard to proceed. It's very hard to have some sort of common ground because, like, you may both be Muslim, but you might not be in the same headspace.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people forget that, like, that does matter. Like, what you want to do going forward matters. Is this person, I think more importantly is, where's this person looking to go with the deen? Are they looking to just be part-time? Are they fully in? Are they over the top? Like, where does this person fit on the taqwa scale, right?
Taqwa spectrum.
Yeah, and I mean, and I think you have to talk about that stuff, right? So like it's just super important. Like, and this is just stuff that we're learning about, you know. But let me ask you this, Mo, just to
ask away,
throw some questions. Do you think you're ready to get married now? And if not, why?
At 12 a.m. right now? No. Definitely not. It's like, there's not one point, but it's like, remember what I was telling you earlier? Is when you meet somebody in your building stage, is that when you kind of work things out, or is when you meet somebody when you're kind of moving already, you know? Because right now I feel like I'm trained, like I'm still taking some time to get things going, but I think once things get rolling, like alhamdulillah, I think things will be really like, well, I'm still building myself. I know that if I got married right now, it would be very hard on me, very hard on my family, then it might be even more stressful thing than something that's gonna be bound for it. And like, I don't.
But that's the thing, you don't know.
You're right.
Because
I really don't know.
You're from what you're saying,
I'm gonna think of face value, you know.
You think it might be a burden though, like oh, that's something extra.
Just
but
where I'm at right now in my life.
yeah, no, definitely. And I'm not saying when I say get married now, I don't mean like you're saying I do, before the new year.
Yeah.
I'm saying like to the point where you're looking at women and saying like, yo, like, I could definitely,
horizon.
yeah, like I could like you're looking at prospects. You're looking like, yo, like I like that woman. Let me talk to her. Let me get to know her and be like, like what's up? Like, how you doing? I'm Mo.
Yes. No.
Oh! You pull out the rest of the letters of the alphabet for the girls, huh?
No.
For coworkers and friends, it's Mo.
Hey, you can call me what you like, but Muhammad.
He was like, but sometimes I go by Shabo. Shout it, you can call me Shabo.
I was talking to Hisham like when I saw him before he didn't say Muhammad, like Shabola, what up?
Who's that?
Hisham.
Oh, Hisham, yeah, that's my man. That's my man. Shout out to Hisham.
Right. Shout out to the whole like chit chat group that we went out and ball with, man. That
was
a good session.
What son? That was so much fun.
Gotta plug that in real quick. That was a good session.
We weren't planning on doing shout outs, but shout out to you guys.
When it comes to balling.
Y'all some ballers.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, can't wait for that league.
I can't wait to ball again. Like I got the ball bug now. I'm ready to
hope you ain't sick.
Hey, I'm sick in the head.
Right? Sick with defeat.
Selling toes. Little inside joke, guys. The world may never know.
So we basically talked about what our thoughts are about it, where you can potentially meet. Like,
hold on. We're not done. I'm not done.
Let me pull them fingers back into my palm.
Reverse that real quick. So you're saying that. Where are you on that? I'm not saying you need to have a timeline, but where do you think you fit in on that? Like,
so let's talk about the different aspects of life. So here's how I measure my life right now. Like measure my goals spiritually, financially, faith, physical and mental, right? So for all those, it's like like the financially is definitely building up, spiritually is definitely getting a lot more than ever, right? Because the people that I'm getting around, the things that I'm learning, things I'm starting to consume now, like a lot of things that I'm listening to. So I think spiritually definitely growing. Mental's always a tough one because like I like to read. I feel like I'm growing myself, but there's just some days where things just get rough, and sometimes like instead of trying to push forward, you stress out, you just get in your own head. So I want to work on this, like just letting things go quicker, like I forgive people and say sorry. Today I was with my sister and we went to lunch out at a family's house, and then she was like, yo, Muhammad hurt me, come eat the food. I'm done. I was like, hey, look, don't worry about me, I got you, I'm gonna get the food. And she's like, look, I was just trying to help you get a plate. I made her feel bad. You know what? And then like 10 minutes later, I knew she felt bad. I was like, I was like, I'm sorry for what I did. I shouldn't have done that. She's like, it's okay. So she felt better. I was like, I don't want you to have a bad day, right? 10 minutes later, she feels good instead of be like, dang, can't believe you did that. So I want different ways I want to grow. Because like when you're with somebody, you're talking about your wife, you forget that that's gonna be somebody you guys can be bashing heads. Like that's somebody you're gonna be with. So if you don't have the patience, right? If you don't have the ability to tell somebody sorry, it's like, is this gonna work out for me?
Thing is though, I don't think you just get married like, oh, like you don't just like, I'm a level, and when I get to this level, I'm gonna get married. I think it's like, no matter what level you're at, it's still gonna be a test, because you gotta remember, now you're living with somebody 24/7. You're with them 20. Bro, you gotta sleep in the same bed as this person.
Allah will test you regardless, whatever part you're in your life.
Yeah, so it's like, bro, like it's still a learning experience, and even if you're like, oh, like I want to go ahead and make sure I get all of my ducks in a row, like, bro, I don't think, from what I've seen out of good marriages, it never happens like that. They don't say, oh, I want to wait until I get here, and then I'm gonna get married, right? Now, then again, that can work for some people, right? But from what I've seen, not over social media, like the people that have been the examples in real life, it never happens like that. It's kind of like when you see the opportunity, you take it, because you're like, I know where I'm trying to go, right? Like if I'm trying to go here, and I see this person and she's trying to go here, we're going to the same goal. You good? If we're trying to go to the same goal, right? And even though I don't know exactly where she's going, I don't know exactly what I'm trying to traverse, right? But we know that we have the same spiritual goal right here, and we're both ambitious in certain ways, like we have certain similarities. It's like, dude, like, how can you pass those certain things up? or how can you pass up the opportunity to want to find someone like that now that can possibly help you accelerate
into that.
Because you never know, like that person can help you accelerate, bro.
And that should be the goal.
Exactly.
Find somebody that can.
Exactly. And vice versa.
The
So,
same for her.
so
Exactly.
I think instead of guys looking at, you know, getting married and looking at potential wife and saying like, nah, like it's gonna slow me down, I need to be able to move. What if your wife, potential wife going forward, is the person that can help you make those moves even quicker?
Start rolling. I feel like you set me up for that. I feel like you knew I was gonna say that, then you had those answers.
I didn't. I just off the dome, bro.
My man, clean.
Off the dome. So with that being said, you know, for myself, very much this year, like I got a new place, new job, new area, right? Like a lot of different things, like new swag. Hit the store like bam. Skirt.
Listen, you don't get drowned off this wave. You know, it's like,
what scarf is it?
It's my Egypt shirt.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh,
from the work. It shows up. So like I'm in this new area of my life, right? But I was like, nah, like I'm going to try and stay single and work on me as much as possible. And then when I feel like I'm ready, I'm gonna go for it. But then I was like, damn, what if God just puts me in a situation where it's like, yo, like this is what you should be going for. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This like a woman just drops out of the sky. That's what I do. Like, you feel me? Like really it just comes unexpectedly, right? Then what? Because as Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face, right? And God is very good at punching you in the face and then seeing how you react.
I remember one thing that stuck with me this week was what Al said. He's like, you gotta be a student of life, and then your father always talks about just being a student of just creation, just seeing the signs from Allah. Who asked you? Somebody asked you, like, when you pray, do you see Allah? Was that your chiropractor? Who was that? Somebody. It was mine. That's a shout out, brother. It was mine. He was like, yo, when you pray, do you feel like you see Allah? And it was like, I feel like I see Allah every day in Allah's creation. And it goes back to what you were saying, like, well, women are Allah's creation. He gives you the different, like, He puts different people around your life for reasons, whether you accept it or not. And I remember in The Pursuit of Happiness, I absolutely love that movie. Will Smith's son was like, I remember he was telling me a joke. He was like, he said there was a guy on a boat, it was like a little raft, and he was in the middle of the ocean, and there was a huge storm, and he's like, oh God, help me out. And then I guess like a ship came, it's like, yo, help, I got you. He's like, no, God's gonna show me a sign. And another one came, and then he's like, and I guess he ended up drowning and died. And when he got to heaven,
damn, you told this story horribly.
Oh, did it?
All right, so let me tell a story. So
that was the Egyptian version.
Yeah, goodness gracious. Mom was on drafts. So
wasn't a rap.
Man was on drafts. Come, please play God. Ya Allah, please help me. So there was a guy who was stranded out at sea, and he was getting really tired, and he prayed to God. He said, God, please, if you help me, I'll obey you every day. God, just please send me help. And so like a day later, a boat comes, and he's like, hey, do you need help? He's like, no, God will save me. And the boat left. And then the next day, another boat, a bigger boat came, and they're like, hey, do you need help? And he was like, no, God will save me. And then a bigger boat came the next day, and he was like, hey, do you need help? He was like, nah, God will save me. And then the guy drowned. And then he goes to heaven, and the guy's like, God, I thought you were going to save me. He was like, I sent you 3 boats, you big dummy.
No. I feel like that's how it is when it comes to women, right?
Yeah.
Me and the other one's like, no, got another one coming. I think it was all Gucci Man's fault. He messed us up. He said, every 15 minutes one coming.
Miss one, next 15 one coming. Bro, you lucky I'm on this podcast with you, bro. You be misquoting stuff so bad.
Hey, sorry, Gucci.
Miss one, next 15 one coming.
Bro,
I love that song.
It was all his fault.
Bro, what's the name of that song? We gotta find it. But you know what? No, we can't play any Gucci Mane songs on here because, we'll definitely get this episode taken down. Ooh, that was an awkward silence. So.
What question? Any more questions, bro?
So what qualities do you think you have? Because like this episode is about, we feel like we're ready to get married now, right? Like we're feeling like we're maturing. We're definitely in a position in our lives where it makes sense for us, what qualities do you think you have that women would definitely be like, I like that?
A few. I would say a few good ones.
Politician. Just come on, bro.
No, okay. So a good quality I think that I would have is just I'm always smiling, just always happy.
I don't know if that's a good quality.
Look at you. Throwing shot. That was a low blow. Then Connor, I might knock you out, could be. But no, definitely I would say smile. Another thing is that I just like being around people. I'm just an open person. I'm always positive. Like I like being around positive women, and it's like if you're around, like even if you're beautiful but you aren't positive and you bring like negative energy, like that's a huge downfall, right? I think I'm funny, pretty energetic too now. Like I'm in your face is like, hey, I'm willing to do some things. You know what I mean? Like I'm out. Like I'm down to hike. I'm down to try new things, right? I think there's a lot of. There's not many people, not women, there's not many people that like to try new things, right?
Yeah, that is
true. So when you find somebody that likes to try new things, it's like, okay.
You gotta snatch that up, bro.
It's like, okay, I see what you're about. And I'm very open-minded. If somebody has something to talk about, I'll talk about it. I'm not just going to close my head and be like, hey, I'm one way, even though every once in a while I can be stubborn and arrogant. But I don't know if that's all guys, but, that's definitely me every once in a while. But I would say that's a few things. What about you? Funny. So you got to be funny. You definitely got to be funny.
I think I'm funny.
Funny looking.
Slap my knee. No, I think I'm funny. I think that I'm curious, right? So I think that when it comes to the religion, like I'm definitely curious, and I think that can kind of go into I like to try new things. So because I'm curious, I don't have a fear of trying different things.
Being wrong.
Or being wrong. Like I love being wrong because that means that I'm just getting closer to being right. I think that I have an openness to different cultures.
I like that.
Which is pretty cool.
I like that.
So like I don't really have a cultural preference. You know what I mean? Because I think that there's uniqueness and there's something cool in everybody. I think that I get along well with others. I think that's something that's very underrated. Like,
that's a good trait.
With dudes, and I've been that guy before, where you might go somewhere with a girl that you're dating, or maybe you're married to her now, and you might go to a party, but another dude talks to her, and you're just like suspicious, or you don't want her to talk to anybody. And I think a lot of girls don't think about that when they're looking for dudes. Like, your jealousy levels. Like, are you? And so that leads me to my next thing is that I'm very secure in who I am. I think that's definitely one of my better qualities. Like,
are you the jealous type?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I think at one point, like when I was younger, yeah, but I'm comfortable with who I am, and I think with whomever ends up being with me, like they have to be comfortable with who they are as well, knowing that hey, no matter what, like I'm with you, sort of deal. You feel me? I think that I'm not manipulative.
Okay,
right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think that in a world where people are manipulative, like it's so easy to forget that part. You know what I mean?
That's something definitely good to have on your resume.
Yeah, bro, for sure. I think that what's another characteristic? I think that I'm definitely athletic.
Oh yeah.
So I stay on the move. I stay busy.
Is that something that comes up in your mind for the other ends? Like would you like somebody that's athletic? Somebody that's moves, somebody that works out?
Yeah, I think I don't necessarily think it's important that you have to play a sport, but I think you have to be active. Like you can't just want to go home and sit around all day. You know what I mean? What's something else, bro?
We talked about being adventurous, right?
Yeah. Oh no, like I love going hiking.
Somebody wants to travel. You like travel?
I like travel, but I guess to go a little bit deeper, when I said like I'm culturally aware as well as culturally curious. Like black people will tell you, oh, we don't camp, we don't go camping, but like I love camping. Oh, black people don't snowboard, I love skiing, right? Oh, black people can't swim. Oh, well, guess what? I love surfing. Like when I tell people I know how to surf, they look at me like, what the heck? So I like breaking cultural norms. I like breaking those norms because I'm like, yo, I don't feel that I'm restricted by anything. So I think that's definitely a quality that I have that most would say they don't. So this isn't eHarmony. I'm not trying to sit here and pitch ourselves, but
Well,
I think that's make sure you follow me, girl.
I think there's everything out there.
So, what are some qualities that you have to find in a woman in order for you to be like, I will consider, not even say I will marry, but I will consider it. Like, what are like the prerequisites for you?
Well, definitely has to be somebody that's caring, right? Somebody that's caring, somebody that's almost like a teacher, provides some sort of service, because it goes back to just, when you have kids, it's like, how are they going to raise my kids? Because I see myself as somebody that's going to be traveling. I would definitely love to have my wife traveling with me. There's going to be times where, she may have to stay home because of just different reasons. I'm going to be out on the move. So with her, just being patient with that, right? And being a good, just caring, nurturing person, that's going to be big. Another thing is that I definitely like somebody that's keeps things light. You know what I mean? Like, you see a lot of people, I don't know if they're just always angry or they just think like the world's going to end. It's like, dude, just relax. I was telling since it's in the live, I was like, the appearance is basically what gets like a woman in the door, just like a seat at the table. It's like, okay, it's just like, you're doing this, you're that. Like, I like your style, I like your appearance, I like the energy you bring, right? Because that matters. Like, you can see somebody's pretty, but if their energy's off, we're human. We feel the energy. If they feel the energy's off, you can tell it's like, this person doesn't want to be near anybody. This person not even want to vibe with me, or it's just like, maybe this person doesn't even like me because I'm black. Who knows? Like, there's a lot of things that run through my mind. But when I find somebody that's like, just, you look at them and they're just smiling, even if they just say assalamu alaikum, I think that's also a big thing. Right? Especially whether it's come out the mosque. It's like, somebody just came out the mosque, but you just look at me and you just kind of just turn back, at least acknowledge. So last week, I was out shopping and we went out to Springfield and we were at the Burlington. I would say like 60% of the workers there were Muslim women. Everyone I saw was like, assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum. And they were like surprised, oh, alaikum salam. Even if we didn't have a conversation, they're like, we're just so surprised that you even acknowledged us, right? So when you see Muslim women and you say assalamu alaikum back and they don't even look at you, it's like, dang. So at that point, you don't even make me feel like a human. It's like, it's not even about being a guy. Just like, dude, what's like, I just gave you a greeting. Just because I said it doesn't mean I like you. It doesn't mean anything. Like,
bro, it's so crazy. Like, even when you give them a greeting,
get over yourself. Like, really, like, just get over yourself.
Well, I don't think is that. I think is that they're just not used to men or anybody coming up and saying assalamu alaikum, because we've been so conditioned to not give the greeting in this particular country, because we're like, oh, this isn't a Muslim country, so I can't give the greeting. I think that is like ridiculous, it's asinine, right?
I mean, we had a full episode about it.
Yeah, we did. So why would she use a greeting? And I've done that too. Like, I was at Walmart and I gave this sister the greeting, and she said, "Salam, okay, have a good day." Like, she was so quick. Like, she didn't want to like even give me the full greeting.
Would that be a turn off if you met somebody?
Oh yeah, yeah. A matter of fact, I've talked to a girl and she like, I would give her the greeting and she just wouldn't give it back. She was Muslim, but she just wouldn't give it back. So like, to me, it was like it's the little things sometimes that make a very big difference.
And then you have kids and they're not even saying the greetings.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I can't have, like, when we enter and when we exit the house, assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum. Even when we text each other in the morning, assalamu alaikum. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even like with us, we didn't say assalamu alaikum for a while, and then I was just like, bro, like, we gotta start saying it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though we talk to each other on a daily basis, like, bro, assalamu alaikum, salam, what's good, bro? Like, that's how I want to be greeted by my children. So if my wife isn't doing that, then there's like, my wife is like, yo, let's put a Christmas tree. What?
I saw a thing on Instagram. It was the one guy from The Simpsons that was just like outside the door. The guy with, like, the long hair and the glasses.
Yeah.
He was looking. He says, "All these Muslims celebrating Christmas. Allah's watching."
Yeah, bro. It's just wild.
Cracking up.
We're not gonna get into that, but
I think we snapped off this episode.
Yeah, we definitely.
We didn't even go in. So all the new listeners, this is the Young and Muslim podcast. Did we even do the intro? Goodness.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. I'm so
sorry.
All right,
we are what, 52 minutes in? We didn't do the intro. Holy crap!
That's the first time.
All right, Mo. Let's get into it.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everybody? This is Jibril Salam.
I'm Muhammad Hassan.
And you were listening to the Young and Muslim podcast.
Yes. Well, you've been listening to the Young and Muslim podcast. Let's get that right.
You've been listening for the past 53 minutes to the Young and Muslim podcast.
So I know we have some new listeners, so definitely you can find us on the major platform where you listen to your pods, SoundCloud, iTunes, Castbox, Google Play. You can find us on there. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Young, the letter N, Muslim. That's Young and Muslim. Really good.
Bro, I gotta get used to living in an apartment. Like, I'm hearing stuff that I ain't never heard before.
Yes, that's another thing. I can't have a wife that's paranoid. I act like you go over here like, check it out.
Like, bro, like, this is my first time living in an apartment, so I think that's somebody's washer and dryer.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Bro, dog, that's crazy. It literally sounds like a spaceship's about to go off. Like, this is
just probably right on top of you.
Yeah, bro, it's just
right
wild, son.
So what else? What is your biggest pet peeve when it comes to
pet peeve?
women?
Goodness gracious, damn, bro, you hit me with the.
I mean, sure, you've been asking me questions. Let me flip.
Yeah. I need you to ask questions because it was getting kind of boring over here.
I was like in a hot seat for a little bit. I was
it's getting louder. Yo, this is wild. Their drying cycle is definitely on high.
Oh yeah,
heavy load. Very heavy load. Pet peeve for women. You know what I hate? I hate women that complain.
Ooh, or anybody that complains.
Like, shut up. Like, shut up.
Especially all the time.
Yeah, or complain about like social media stuff. Like,
Oh,
I don't like people who are so ingrained in social media or so ingrained into societal stuff that like you're just like, dude, really?
She wake you up, but guess who won't follow me?
But guess what though? On the same token, on the flip side, I also don't like women who aren't in the know culturally. Like, I don't like women who aren't in the know about what's going on social media. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a fine line. Like I'm not gonna say I want you to be this way, but you can't be too into it, and you can't be so not into it. Like you have to have balance.
Balance.
New
balance.
Hey, New Balance. Hey.
That I'm wearing.
I'll tell you guys, if you don't watch YouTube videos, make sure you check this one out because these cleats are gleaming.
It is gleaming.
It's like looking like Cinderella.
Where I could almost play in these. So playing.
Hey. Yeah. What about you, man? What's the pet peeve you got?
Man, she took complaining. I didn't think about that, but that would definitely be it. Another thing, what I was saying.
I guess I gave two, so maybe you can give, if you have more than one. Like,
I mean, when you say like complaining, somebody that's real like bugging, like agitated, somebody that can't make their own decisions.
I think you need somebody that's like
it's somebody that's decisive.
You need a fire starter, bro.
It's not even like indecisive people are just crazy. It's like, dude, just make a decision, right? I know those times where I was getting indecisive, but it's like, dude, you gotta make your own decision. You gotta see where you're going. Somebody that you gotta help make every decision. It's like, are you serious? Like.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like in marriage, I'm not saying like you have to be indecisive, but you do have to like check over certain things with your spouse. I would assume. I'm not married. So.
Not at that point. I mean, more like somebody that's not independent. I think they'll.
Got you. They can't take care of themselves.
Exactly, they can't take care of themselves.
Yeah.
And that's what I meant by making their own decisions. That the betterment of themselves. The betterment of our relationship, the betterment of our lives. If they depend everything on me, it's like, dude, I'm only human. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, am I a husband or a babysitter?
I'm not Superman. Like, Superman is not real. Like, I got problems. I'm stressed out too. Like, I have bad days. So. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What's another question you got? Cause unfortunately we ain't doing no Q&A. As a matter of fact, speaking of which, would you guys like to do a Q&A with us, like where we ask you guys to ask us questions on Instagram and then you guys ask us like legit questions? Because that's something that we would like to do.
Yes. Question mark.
Yeah. We did a live with Hold My Hijab. How was that?
It was great.
Yeah. Thanks for a short answer, Mo.
I'm sorry.
Really breaking barriers here, bro. Really letting people know how we think.
It was great. You missed it. If you want to watch it, it's going to be posted on their story for the next 17 hours. Hold My Hijab. Follow me on Instagram. But right later.
If you can see the look on my face right now, guys, make sure you watch the YouTube video. If you can see the look on my face, you can see the look of just disgust and disappointment. Because I'm like, Mo, I'm giving you this question to give details. What did you guys talk about?
Let me tell you.
Why was it good?
What is their obsession with marrying such young women?
Ooh.
Yeah, I was like, I can't answer that because I'm fairly young myself, and I don't have an obsession. He's like, what's up with guys in the 35s and just 40 age range looking for
women like fresh out of college, 2021. I'm just like, I don't know. But one thing that as a guy, I think one thing that may come to mind just like the whole like manipulation thing. It's like, she's still young, she hasn't seen the world. I can kind of I can kind of form her into the wife that I need her, right? Somebody that can stay home, look pretty, get dolled up, clean up the house, cook, do this for me. So when you get to the older women, it's hard to do that because they've seen the world more, right? They've been through things, they've experienced. Like, hold on, brother, that's not really how it is. And usually those women are more educated in Islam too, right? Because they've been learning. So it's like, oh no. Know that we were both created equal. But when you find somebody young and you find somebody that doesn't know as much, not 9 out of 10 times, but they're gonna learn the deen through their husband, right? That's what we talked about last time. It's like I see.
I think that's an issue, though. I think that's an issue. If your only source of learning the deen is through your husband, that's an issue. Yeah. I've met women who've done that, and the dudes, like you said, they manipulate them because they go to their husbands or they rely on their husbands to tell them about the deen, but they have no real knowledge of it. So, you're right. I think they do prey on girls that just decide, like what was crazy to me is why do. We would say we were going to talk about arranged marriages, and I want to touch on it just a little bit. I can't go too far in depth because that's not a big part of my culture. But why is it that like women agree to get married to these guys who are way older than them, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years older than them, when they haven't gone through anything, they haven't done anything like that? It's equal. The opportunities for women are just as equal for opportunities for men. So. And it seems like in these Muslim culture, because this is why I see it, is that a lot of these people who come from different countries, they come and they want to raise their families here in America, right? But in American culture, we pride ourselves on being able to let our boys and girls live their lives and grow and learn and have different experiences, and then typically around the same age, we're like, when you about to get married, bum, right? So it's like, in other cultures, like these Muslim cultures though, or these people that come from, quote unquote Muslim countries, they come and they're looking for their daughters to get married as soon as they are 16, 17, 18. Like, they haven't graduated high school. They literally have seen zero of the world. And when we say the world, doesn't mean like traveling. It's like you haven't experienced people. You haven't experienced having like a job. You haven't experienced college. Yes. You haven't experienced like all of the pleasures of the world, that Allah has out here. You haven't experienced Allah's bounty for yourself. And so a lot of these people who get married young are having to experience it through someone else's experiences. Generally, if they're older, because we're talking about older dudes, younger women. So I don't know, man. I know for my sister, I want both of my sisters to be able to experience life for themselves, to travel. I tell my sister, I'm like, look, the one regret I have is not doing study abroad. And it wasn't because I couldn't afford them. It's not because I didn't want to, I just couldn't because of money, right? It's like make that a priority. Make sure you travel. Make sure you go to different places and you try to experience different cultures, because when you get married, you don't know what your life is going to be like exactly. You can plan, God laughs, right? So it's important for you to try and get that experience. And that's what we've done. We've traveled a good bit across just this country. I think I've been to about close to half of the states now. And so I also want to have that experience with my wife. I want my wife to be able to say, I've been here, I've been there. Because when you finally do meet that person, right, what is it that they're going to be able to teach you? Yes. And what is it that they're going to be able to say, I've done this. And you're like, oh, I've always wanted to do that. Now it's not both you being inexperienced. It's like one person says they have an experience and they want to share a new experience with you. You know what I mean?
Yes. On point, bro. That is on point. So that's one thing that we spoke about on the live. Another thing was that I was like, hey, what are your two biggest things that when it comes to men, they talk about the deen, they talk about characteristics. So we hit on that earlier. So another thing that they said was that culture doesn't really matter. Race is not the biggest thing anymore. So I feel like things are evolving. People are evolving now, man. The world is changing. People are getting married at different cultures every day. And I think that when we have I think when we weigh culture more than religion, it can really hurt, right? Because like, hey, this person does so many things culturally, but you know, it's like you look on the religious side, it's like, yeah, that's not even the right thing. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm learning something through him, but at the same time, it's like I need to become a better Muslim. What we were talking about a little bit about arranged marriages. People think that just marrying off their daughters inexperienced in Islam to guys that think that they know about Islam, that's gonna fix the problem. That's not gonna fix the problem. We were talking about that earlier. That's just gonna heighten the problem because just more problems that they're both dealing with. Now they got her problems and his problems come together. It's a pile of problems now. So it's like if she's not studying the Deen on her own and getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on her own, can her husband really help her? It's like, yes, he can, but he's also battling, right? He's also learning. And if he's not evolving, if he's not learning more about Islam, they're both gonna hit a plateau.
So it is important for. Do you think it's important for one person to at least be interested in learning more?
I think they both have to be interested in learning more.
Yeah.
Because if the guy's interested and the girl's not interested, the guy's gonna be learning and telling the girl about it. She's like, oh yeah, well that's nice,
Yeah, that's true.
They're not gonna be hungry for knowledge, but if they're both interested, they're gonna both be going to events. They're gonna both be looking at pamphlets. They're gonna both be helping feed the hungry.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of one of the cooler couples I know, Ahmed and Vanessa. Like they go to the same events. They're on the same wavelength. They both love a lot of the same things. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, and they support each other. Unwavering support of one another. You know what I'm saying? Unwavering loyalty. And I love to see that because like, this man and his wife go everywhere together, and they're not even an awkward couple. It's not like they're clingy. It's like, like they're just like a package. And that's really cool to see, man. It's really, because sometimes you see people who are married and it just doesn't feel right. Like they don't have a vibe. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And I don't know, maybe that's just from the outside looking in, but I think it's very important for a couple to have the same goals in some respects. But to generally have the same idea of what they both want for, like, their lives, you know what I mean? Spiritually, especially spiritually, like, you can't, like you said, you can't be one to go to the mosque and pray, but then, like, you try to wake your wife up, she trying to wake you up for Fajr, and y'all like, nah, I'm good. Like, bro, Usman said the dopest thing. He said, I need a woman that's going to wake me up for Fajr when I'm too tired to wake up for myself. Mm-hmm. He said something along that. I kind of,
I did.
But like, that's important, right? Like, you need somebody who's going to be your backup. When you're slacking, they can come in and pick it up. You feel me?
Especially when it comes to the Deen, if they see you slacking on that, like, hey, come on, I see you. But it helps, just helping each other, man. Just help because it's team. Going back to the couple portion, it's like when you see two couples together, one thing that irritates me is like when I see a Muslim man and a Muslim woman, right, and they're married, and you're having a conversation with them, the guy's talking the whole time,
Yeah.
Whether it's the woman doesn't want to talk or the husband doesn't let her talk. It's
That's
like,
weird.
Okay, but we're going back to Vanessa and Ahmed, Ahmed, they both talk, right? They both like, hey, what's going on, man? This is what I'm about. This is what I'm doing. This is what he's doing. This is what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Usually just about, hey, what one person's doing. Like, what is the guy doing? And then his wife just in the corner like, dang, I'm sure she's a great person. Like,
you remember back in the day? I love him.
I cannot talk.
Yeah, I mean, dude. I mean, I think we've said everything that needs to be said when it comes to like, let's get married. So any sisters out there that are looking to get married and looking for, two handsome young Muslims who are trying ever so hard to get on their deen, look no further, because you have found them.
What's wrong with you, bro?
Bro, oh my goodness, I'm crazy like that. I'm sick in the head. I already said, I tell you this every podcast. I'm sick in the head. I'm pretty sure I said it on this one. Ladies, don't ignore the signs. Don't ignore the red flags.
So I think we hit on a good amount of points. We hit on everything that we talked about. We talked about things that went on the live today. I think I'm about...
All right, we get it. You're done.
Yes.
What I will say to end off is, if you are considering getting married, if you are trying to better yourself and getting your deen, if you are, you know, like you're really serious, not even like you're really serious, but you just think like, like I think I could get married. Start putting yourself in the environments.
Yep.
Start going to, you know, events. Start trying to find groups. And we use Chit Shy as an example because it's like the group that we vibe with, and it's like, yo, like if there's any woman that you're gonna find that's gonna be a good fit, it's gonna be in this particular group. But that could be like if you're into if you're into movies or if you're into sports
Paintings,
and
whatever.
whatever it is, like those are going. You go to the places where you would
Of
want.
interest. The place of interest for you.
Thanks for summing that up.
No problem.
So that's how I ended. As far as Chit Shy goes, for anybody that's in the DMV area, Chit Shy is every Wednesday at 7:30 to 9:30, and it's over in Annandale. Do you know like specifically where it's at?
It's at Cell Road. I think it's National Alexandria. It's the Muslim American Institute. If you look it up, you got it. Like Jabril said, Wednesday 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m.
Yeah, really dope conversation, discussing hadith with people who know a lot and people who know enough, right? Like
And people that want to learn more.
exactly, people that want to learn more. So it's like it's all varieties, all ethnicities. I think this is definitely the most diverse Muslim group I've ever been a part of. So we shouted them out before, but I don't know if we gave a lot of detail on the group specifically. But I was telling my parents, I was like, they're like, oh, what kind of group is it? Is it this type of group or is that type of group? I was like, look, there's people from Pakistan, there's people from Bangladesh, there's people from Egypt, northern Egypt, southern Egypt, northern Sudan, southern Sudan. There's people from Yemen, there's people from Saudi Arabia, there's people from America.
Palestine.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're from everywhere. So it's the beauty. Like that is what Islam is about. And then there's not that awkwardness when you see a woman and she starts talking to you like, yo, talk.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Or somebody else that your auntie or uncle tries to set you up with. Like, yes, I got you guys together in the same room, talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
So it's like everything's like super organic,
Okay.
and if you click with people, you click with people. If you don't, then you don't.
Yeah.
But no harm, no foul. So definitely big shout outs to them, or to us, because we're part of that group now.
Exactly,
So
right.
shout outs to our peoples,
movement.
the Chit Shy family. We love y'all.
Hey.
And thanks for listening, guys, because we love talking about this with you guys when we see you in
It was
person.
our number one city.
Oh yeah. This is our number one city. Hey y'all. So I guess with that we're out of here, right?
Yes, sir.
Do we have everything off the table?
Yep. For now, more things will come up.
Oh yeah, Feliz Navidad, everybody. So for the last hour and 11 minutes, you have been listening to the Young and Muslim Podcast. My name is Jabril
And
Salam,
this is Muhammad Hassan.
and this is the Young and Muslim Podcast.
We hit you with the greetings of peace.
Assalam.
Wa alaikum.
Peace.
Bye.